welcome to this Ogre Shirley bike build. I'm gonna start off with the bottom bracket. It's in 73mm bottom bracket on the Ogre, and I've got a simple but good bottom bracket from Shimano, the XT, the MT800. It's BSA threaded. We'll grease it heavily so we don't have any squeaking on both sides. And for the 73mm bottom bracket shell, you need a spacer, a 2.5mm spacer for the boost wheel set I'm going to use. I'm going to use a 148 hub. So that will be nice. 12 speed single Shimano SLX. I will start on the left side here, and which is really nice is that left is pointed out here, and also the direction you have to tighten it, because that can get a little bit tricky sometimes. Let's hope that it works. It does. That's one side, and this is the other side. That. Here's the spacer. We'll start with that. Okay. So that's about hand tight. And then Shimano puts a tool in the box of the crankset, the SLX crankset. It's from iron, so it's pretty good. So this fits over here, and then we can use the normal tool for the that's one side. Well, a sleek bottom bracket, and then I will start with the headset in a minute. So the next step is to press these cartridges, these cups, into the frame. And what is nice about these cups is that there is no decals on them, so I don't have to pay attention if they're exactly lined up with the middle of the frame and stuff. So that makes it a little bit easier for me. So I'll start pressing now. As you can see, I grease them up pretty much. So we're going straight, as I can see, so we can continue. Still looking good. Okay. Well, I had to take the frame out of the stand and put it on the ground to give a little bit more torque. But it's all done now. It's pressed in. So I will wipe off the excess grease. And remove the press. Oops. Alright. There we go. Okay, well, next step is to install this race crown, quite an impressive race crown, if I may say, to the fork, right here. And I'm gonna use this special tool built for that with a mallet, with a rubber hammer. I won't show that because it's quite a boring task. You apply little beads, not too much, just enough to put it around this last, a little bit thicker piece of the fork. So I'm gonna do that right now, and I'll see you afterwards. So there we go. It's all set and done. So now I'm gonna grease the bearings and assemble it all. So let's start with that. I use some Pedro's white grease. Like that. Well, that's one step further. That's it, is done. I mounted the stem as well. First I put the preload on for about 1 or 2 Newton meter, and now it's time to give these screws the right momentum, 6 Newton meters. That's one. There's 2. So now we're ready for the steering, for the flat bar, and the brakes and shifters and all what is to come. Okay guys, trouble in paradise. I got these nice Shimano Dior brake levers, And I got this 12-speed shifter from Shimano, the SLX. But I thought it was compatible with each other, that you could mount the shifter upon the brake lever for a nice clean cockpit. But this is iSpec B, these levers, and this is the new iSpec EV, and it's not compatible with each other. I hope it was. It isn't. So I have to order a new shifter to be compatible with this setup. So enough to do, but it's well, it's a hassle. You have to send it back and shipping costs and all that kind of stuff. Don't have to explain to you. So I will continue with the drivetrain now. So the crankset is installed. It's a 12-speed. How many teeth? 34 teeth in the front. Single. And I have a chain line because it's a boost group of 51 millimeters, so that should shift fine. So it's a little bit more to the outside than normally. Otherwise, you get in trouble with the smallest cogs on the outside. So this is installed. Next up is the rear derailleur. So I'm gonna do that right now, and I'm also gonna prepare the rear wheel with the right cassette and the center lock disc brake. Yeah. So up to the next thing. I installed the cassette. I installed the disc rotor, and I installed the derailleur. Now I'm gonna size the chain, and I do that by putting it on the largest cog here, the front chain ring, and then pull it tight, and then add 4 chain links, including the quick chain link. So let's try that. So now it's tight. I do it wrongly. It's tight right now. That's here. Double check. Yeah. It's tight here. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Here it should be cut. No, one less because of the quick chain link. So here I should cut it. So I mark it like that. So now it's time to cut it. The front wheel has come in, so I mounted that. The caliper is also mounted as well, and now I'm gonna connect the brake lever to the brake. So the cable is mounted, and what I always use is this little small tool. It's just a piece of metal, and I use that to position the caliper. Put it around the rotor. Well, you understand the meaning. It goes exactly between the braking pads, and then you screw everything tight, and then your alignment is perfect. And to cut my tie ribs, I invested in this really small Kniepex or Kniepex, I don't know how you pronounce it in English, but it's such a good little cutter, because when you cut it, you don't feel it with your fingers anymore. So like this, can cut it at an angle. That's just perfect. So, tip: invest in such a great little piece because you will have some years of enjoyment from it. So both brakes are installed now, and they're working, as you can see. So now I have to wait for the axle at the rear because I don't have the right one. There are really a lot of different ones out there. And I'm waiting for tires and the shifter. I talked about it earlier. So we have to wait a little bit. I guess you're wondering, hey, this is a different frame. It's true. Somebody came by in the shop and wanted the Ogre I was building, so I didn't have time to make a video with the conclusion of the bike. I have some pictures, so I will show you how the bike looked at the end. And this is a new project. It's the Grampus, a large frame. It's gonna be built with some insane wheels, 3-inch and really cool ones. So I will make a new video and hope it won't be sold before the end of it. So I'm sorry about that, but I still hope that you like the part you've seen. So well, I will show the photos, and until next time.